So I wanted to give an update regarding my Damon braces journey. So around last week, I actually put my lower jaw braces. As you can see, um, it was very similar to the first time, so I was familiar with everything that was gonna happen. I forgot to ask why I saw some people putting the upper jaw and then and the lower jaw at the same time rather than the firstly putting the upper jaw and then putting the bottom jaw. I think I prefer it this way, the way I did it, which is putting the top jaw first and then the bottom jaw, because that allowed me, to since it's something new, I haven't had braces before, so it took some time to familiarize myself with what to expect and to do and what not to do, and what kind of discomfort or pain I'm supposed to expect. Uh, Placement of the bottom jaw braces was actually, if you remember, I when I talked about the top jaw, I felt some sort of heat and there was some pain, but not too much. With the bottom jaw, it was even easier than that. For some reason, I barely felt anything throughout the whole thing. After that, after the doctor placed the bottom jaw braces, he told me he put this thing that looked like blue paste, but it solidified on my molars, which I later found out. He jokingly said, because I was talking to the dentist and I said I'd put on weight, and he said, "Okay, now I'm gonna do something to help you lose some weight." So that's what he did. I think it's because now if I bite, my teeth don't actually, like, my upper molars don't actually like go inside my lower molars, but it's because of this blue thing. Let me try to show you. So that blue stuff over there, it actually prevents my teeth from fully clenching on top of each other. And I think it's because if I if he didn't put it, my upper teeth would actually land on the metal braces. Like if I close my mouth now, there is a gap over here, but my upper teeth aren't touching the braces. But if that blue thing wasn't there, I think they would actually like keep bumping into the braces, which I don't think it's supposed to happen. So that's why he put it. Um, I asked the doctor some questions. For example, as you can see here, this tooth, I think, if I remember correctly, it actually moved closer, which is what's supposed to happen. It moved closer to my incisor, but my midline shift, I'm not sure if it's actually. I mean, obviously, it takes a year for a reason, but this is the most significant progress I've immediately noticed. Maybe 3 weeks. Like after 3 weeks, I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I saw that there was no gap, and I'm used to I'm used to seeing gaps between all my teeth. So that was interesting. One question I had for the doctor is about these. You see, my teeth, especially my incisors over here, right? Uh, they have these ridges, like how can I say? So these things are actually called mamelons, if I'm reading this correctly. It's like Mamelon, like melon, and there's an MA before that, so it's like a mamelon. It's apparently a French word. At any rate, I think that's what they're called. He said that this is how teeth come out, right? After your milk teeth. So these are my permanent teeth, and when they exit through my gums, when they're replacing the old teeth. Um, so they're sharp, maybe because of that reason. But he said that usually, as you grow up, and I mean, I'm already old enough, I think. But as you get older, you're supposed to, as you eat stuff like apples and whatever, these mamelons or these ridges, these sharp edges are supposed to go away by just by the effect of friction, right? At least that's what I understood from the dentist. And he said that they're like I can keep them if I wanted, but he can just sort it out for me and make my teeth have a straight edge rather than a somewhat of a sharp edge. So I had that question that I got answered. Other than that, it felt like my because my teeth have started moving, but perhaps at different rates. Because from what I can gather, this tooth has moved most. It has moved the most. So it was bumping into my bottom into this tooth, I think, right? The same tooth but below it. And I think as the upper jaw moves further and further, right now if I close my mouth, it doesn't touch it, but if I move my bottom jaw a little bit, it can touch it. At any rate, so the doctor said, as my teeth continue to move, the position will get the placement basically will become better and better, so I shouldn't worry about that. And anyway, after I put the bottom jaw, it's no longer touching, so uh, that's cool. Now, most importantly, I think I've run into an issue with my bottom jaw braces. Let me see if I have this thing right here. Yes, I do. So my what do you call them? Hold on. So my bottom braces, they actually like when I put the top braces, nothing happened with my cheeks. Everything was cool. But after I put the bottom ones, especially on the left side, the metallic part was grazing against my cheek on the inside. Like right now, I don't even feel anything at the top, like because I got used to it. But at the bottom, it was grazing as if my cheek was wider at the top and then narrower at the bottom. So if you can imagine this cheek, for example, it's like wider at the top, I'm guessing, and it's narrower at the bottom. So it was grazing against my bottom braces in such a way that I was gonna have an ulcer after a day or two. So I immediately texted my dentist because my cheek was hurting a little bit, and he told me to come in the same day to give me some to try to cut the wire on the inside, make it shorter, and at the same time to give me this thing, which is called I think they call it orthodontic wax. Okay, so let me show you how it looks like. Just give me a second. So this is how it looks like on the inside, right? So it's like sticks of white wax that can be shaped somewhat by basically like this is how it looks like, right? And you can make it into a ball, and after you make it into a ball, you place it on top of the metallic square bracket thing, right? So if you see here, I actually put some. It's sort of transparent, a little bit white, but not fully transparent. So I actually like there is one here and there is one on the inside, on the last molar I think that I have, and I placed it because so the wax actually helped a lot. My cheek has almost fully healed within one day of putting this wax. It works like magic, honestly. Like I don't feel anything anymore in terms of my braces rubbing against my cheeks. So that was very good. And at the same time, I use this thing called well, here we have something called Dectarine gel, which has miconazole. I don't know. Um, I'm not gonna recommend this because well, I'm just not gonna recommend it because I don't know the side effects of it. But that's what I used. I put that on my cheek. It tastes good. I don't know. It tastes like candy, to be honest. It tastes pretty sweet. But I wasn't recommended this thing by my dentist. How it looks like. I'm just saying my experience. My dentist only told me to use this, and I asked him if I had to use any gel, and he said no. But I use this anyway. Um, what else? So yeah, now it has healed. The problem with the wax is that when you eat, sometimes when you eat, and also when you brush your teeth, you might end up removing this wax thing that you placed on your braces. But you can just put another. The dentist gave me this for free. I don't know how much it costs. I can't imagine it's too expensive. It seems like a simple compound. But yeah, like as I was saying, it just falls out sometimes, and sometimes I swallow it. I think I've swallowed at least one piece of it. It didn't taste like anything, but I realized I swallowed it because I couldn't see it or feel it anymore. So I was like, okay, where is it gone? Did it fall out after I brushed, or did I swallow it? I just assumed that I swallowed it, and I think it's safe to swallow. I don't mean that you need to eat this thing and swallow it whole. But I mean, if you swallow it, don't worry. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. It'll probably just fall out with other stuff. So yeah. I also got a CD, a disc from my dentist. Uh, that has my. They sent me some pictures on WhatsApp, the before pictures, because I wanted to compare the progress to my initial pre-braces mouth look, right? So they gave me a CD that had uh, all the different angles and some X-rays and numbers and stuff like that, so I can have a look at it. Perhaps after I'm done. Now, I don't think it's been long enough for me to add that right now, but I think I'll do it after a while once I start seeing more and more progress. As for this blue thing, I asked the doctor if I. He said I could break it if I crunched too strongly, if I like bit too strongly. But I'm not doing that, and at the same time, the first couple of days it was a little difficult to chew while having this blue thing on the inside because I can't actually close my teeth fully, as you can imagine. Uh, Now I'm trying to eat. Actually, I'm not. Like, I'm trying to eat soft food, but I'm just eating whatever is available and whatever we make at home or whatever we order. I haven't. The most annoying thing with eating right now is brushing afterwards because, as I said in the first video, the food gets stuck. And now the food does get stuck, and at the same time, the wax might get removed, and I have to place another one. So that's the most inconvenient part. But other than that, nothing worthy of being mentioned. Um, One last thing I'll say about my teeth is that the dentist said that it was obvious I was brushing my teeth frequently enough. I was surprised that he could tell by looking at my teeth, but he said, well, I needed some, what do they call it? They call it, I needed some scaling, I think that's what they call it, where they use a sharp tool to, you know how um, if you don't actually brush your teeth, or even if you do, but naturally you'll have some collections of this hard white substance. I think it's called calculus, or I see here it's called teeth tartar as well. So they can remove that for you. He said he was he sounded like he wasn't expecting someone who brushes that often to have that much calculus um, be deposited on their teeth. But he just cleaned it for me real quick, just here and maybe here from the inside, and that was it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to seeing some results other than this tooth, especially in regards to the midline. I hope that gets dealt with. Dentist also told me that I'm guessing now because there's this blue thing and I'm not closing my mouth fully. He said that at some point after uh, being done with braces, or maybe in the middle, but at some point through this journey, he's gonna give me some. Maybe it's the return. Maybe it's the retainers themselves. I'm having trouble speaking, but he said that he'll give me something that allows me to clench my teeth strongly to strengthen my jaw muscles again, if I remember correctly, um, so that I can have a stronger bite. I'm guessing because now I'm not biting as powerfully, my muscles will sort of relax. But maybe that thing will help me bite powerfully again. So yeah, that's it pretty much for this time. Um, we'll see if I make a third month update or not. Okay. So that was the first. This is the update after 1 month, and not a third month. It'll be like a third visit update, which will be the second month. Okay.